out of 3 plays, and they don't play it very often. Like I said, they only played it 3 times this year since picking up Alou, and they've only got it once. Now, VP's record isn't that great on Cobble either, so VP's probably okay with that being gone. They'll actually ban Inferno first, which is also understandable. They've lost to Nip all 3 times they've played Inferno head-to-head since Alou joined the team. That's between Gfinity Spring 1, the Star Series 12 finals, and the Face of Stage 1 finals. Nip was able to beat them pretty one-sided on Inferno all 3 instances. And even though VP plays Inferno generally pretty good, about a 60% win rate on the map, Nip's Inferno head-to-head against VP has been quite powerful. So understandable ban there from VP.
Yeah, as HLTV would say, expected. And their Nip go with a Mirage ban, a map that both teams have 100% success rate on, 3-0 for Nip and 2-0 for VP, but still understandable. And there it is, the second or fifth, I guess, Dust 2 ban from.
Yeah, Dust 2 was definitely understandable there. I mean, that's a map that VP hardly ever plays. I think they've actually only played Dust 2 one time offline, and that was at Gfinity where they played against Fnatic, I think, in the finals and lost it in a close game. Other than that, they don't really play Dust 2. And then Mirage ban coming out from Nip, interesting. I think that's the one map they realized that VP can take them on. If you look at their history head-to-head, it was actually VP who was able to beat Nip on Mirage at Gfinity Spring 1, though Nip did get revenge on Mirage at the Star Series finals where they beat him there. So both teams capable of playing Mirage, but Nip gets rid of it knowing that that's a map that VP can get them on. So here's the thing, though. I actually would have rather see Nip maybe ban Cash instead of banning Mirage. They'll actually pick Cash. I mean,
just to spite you.
No, I mean, Nip does have a win over VP on Cash very recently at the Face It Stage 1 finals. And in general, Nip's Cash is not bad. Besides losing to Envy like 3 times, okay, so they've played Cash 9 times offline this year with the Lou. And they've lost it 5 times, but 3 of those losses are from Envy. So if you take that out of the equation, they actually have a really, really strong record on Cash. If you take out the envious losses. So kind of still understandable, though that is like VP's best map. They have like a crazy win rate on Cash. I think it's like 74% this year offline on Cash. So I mean, VP's totally fine with playing Cash. But what does VP pick? I think Train would be a solid pick here, actually.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're going to be happy with either map. I don't know if you feel the same way, but at the same time, Train is maybe a map they could more or less guarantee a win on. But
when it comes to play it. I mean, when it comes to offline games, both these teams are known for playing a lot of Inferno, a lot of Cash, and a lot of Mirage. Actually, Nip's really known for playing a crap ton of Dust too, but I mean, VP doesn't play it at all and banned it, so that was kind of out of the equation. So you always kind of knew that Cash was going to be a map that would likely be played just because both these teams have a lot of games on it. Though VP is much more so than Nip. And I think that Cash game could really go either way, in my opinion. But this next pick, I mean, neither team really plays a lot of Overpass in comparison to the rest of the pool. So I'm not sure if that would get touched or not. I think VP... The problem with VP picking Train is while they do have really monster CT sides on Train, they don't necessarily have like the T sides maybe to back it up if they're going to have to start T side first picking Train. But since they will pick Overpass, so there you have it, Cash and Overpass. Two fresh maps for us today.
Yeah, which is nice. I think nice for the casters, nice for the viewers, nice I guess. Nice all around. I guess they're just doing us a favor, but I don't think it's a bad pick at all. But yeah, I did feel like basically the same as you did about VP's Train, in that they would be comfortable, confident, and would have a good chance of winning it. But these vetoes probably, well, I guess with NIP stats on it, as you mentioned, pretty good apart from their losses to Envy. Could mean a split here.
It could. I mean, here's the thing. Like, what's Cash? I think Cash is really a toss-up because VP have such a great success rate on Cash. It's, like I said, they've played it 19 times this season offline, and they've won it 14 for a 74% win rate. So they have a really, really strong presence on the Cash. Very, very good Cash team. But Nip has also played Cash pretty well outside of getting crushed by Envious a few times. They've played Cash pretty well. But going up against VP on it, I think I still would have to favor VP a little bit on Cash, though Nip did beat them head-to-head on Cash last time they played it, which was at the Face It Stage 1 finals, but it was a really close game. It was 16-14, so it wasn't as if Nip had like this crazy comfortable win on VP there, so I think that's still kind of a toss-up, but I think I favor VP just a bit because I've seen them play it a bit more, and I feel like they have a little bit more success on it overall. But when it comes to Overpass, it's a map that neither team is really like crazy on, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel the same way once again, but that's why I'm having trouble kind of coming up with a pred here. So I'm not sure. I think VP do have a slight edge over the two maps, though Nip could easily split this or even take both.
I think, yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know what to think. I think if we would have seen some other maps come into play, I think the bans are really smart from both teams based on like track records and head-to-head like percentages. So the Inferno ban from Virtus.Pro, since they've just been losing to Nip a lot lately on that map. Though overall, Nip's Virtus.Pro's Inferno is not that bad. It's about a 60% win rate for them, but against Nip, they've lost it all 3 times they've played it recently. So smart ban there. Dust 2 was obvious, so smart bans from VP for sure. When you look at Nip, I actually...
The only thing is like the Cobble ban, it's like, I think it does make sense. It's like the Mirage ban was
I would have
necessary.
actually... I think Nip has a better chance to beat VP on Mirage than they do on Cash. Because here's the thing, VP's Mirage has not been that great this year. Like, they used to be known as being like monsters on Mirage, but if you look at their offline play this year, they've only won it 6 times out of 14 games played. And they have like 1 tie. So it's like a 50% like non-lose rate, basically. So it's not been that powerful. And we did see Nip being able to take them on Mirage quite easily.
Alu's really good at Mirage. I know it's one player. His opping, though, it seems like he's just very, very strong at getting picks on Mirage. Like, we see him be so mobile in that connector, able to lock down A ramp and then Palace and turn it into a sequence by picking underpass. And I think he's just really, really good at opping Mirage. So I would agree with you on that front.
I think, I mean, it's like I said, we've seen Nip beat VP on Mirage in a very close game recently, so they had that potential to win on Cash. There's no question about it. But I just feel like, I mean, they've like mixed games on Mirage though between online and offline play. They've kind of split it pretty evenly. So maybe Nip just, I don't know, just feels a bit better. Maybe they feel a bit better giving VP CT side first on Cash as opposed to giving CT side first on Mirage. That could be part of it as well. Don't really know, but either way, I think that this is gonna be a very close series. I think Overpass, like I said, not really sure where that's gonna go. Cash, I kind of favor VP a bit just because I feel they've put a bit more play on it and they've been a bit more successful, at least on LAN. But head-to-head, Nip does have that 1 win on it against them. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But we will take a quick break, but we should get started quite soon here on map 1 between these two teams. It will be, like I said, Cash first, which is Nip's pick, so VP side choice. And then it'll be Overpass, Virtus.Pro's pick, Nip side choice. And that will be how it goes, as both these teams rank pretty high in our standings because we know that, of course, Envious and Fnatic were directly invited, right? To our LAN at the end of July, but there's still 3 more European slots up for grabs for that event. And right now, if you look at the European standings, VP is at the top. They've done quite well. They've won 5 games, lost 0, and tied 1. So they're looking pretty set to capture one of those spots. And Nip have only played 3 games so far and have won all 3. So they're also looking pretty powerful to get one of those 3 spots. So this is definitely a big game coming up soon. So definitely want to stay tuned, folks. Really big there with those 2 frags over at mid, catching Taz at highway, then immediately catching Snacks as well as he tried to peek the CT connector. So Get Right was just wicked fast there on those reactions, and VP could not recover. And as we talked about, whoever lost that round was going to have to save, and so it is, in fact, going to be VP who's going to be the ones doing it here. We do see a little bit of a nade stack there to counter that A main push that's so common on this map, on Ecos especially, and so Exist just eradicates one. Taz will try to go for the peak anyway. He will kind of catch out Alu here in a bit of an awkward angle, but Alu will get some help from Forrest, who was squeaky, to catch him trying to fall back. And that means that Nip do have the instant 2 entries on this round.
If they're able to get a bomb plant once again, that's going to help so much, but they're getting killed so quickly, they won't even be able to run the bomb here in Alu with another headshot. I feel like it's been all headshots this game from NIP, who are dominating so far, even though it's only 2-2. Virtus.Pro have a pistol round and an anti-eco to their name that they almost lost, whereas NIP have 2 bomb plants and an excellent first rifle round. Now, because they had not lost a single player and had full AKs, are already booming in economy.
I think they've planted the bomb every single round. I mean, I know that last round it didn't matter because they won before the bomb was planted, but you can just tell, like, they've been so dominant since they've been able to get guns in their hands so far on this T side. Now VP forced to stay. They're trying to play really aggressive here at mid. They have 3 players mid. Pasha very up close on the smoke, and just 1 B because they know Pasha has that quick rotate ability. They just try to focus in on highway and A site.
VP weren't even ecoed and are on a double save, and that's because that second round came so close even though they won it. They have no more money, and Freiburg's going to open up this round to see Pasha pushing with a pistol and notice that VP is actually very light on economy. NIP still out, split up, spot 1 at, exit spots 1 at White Box, but all they have to do is group up and take something right now, and will most likely have a lot of success.
Yeah, looks like they're boosting Forrest here on mid to kind of take the quick check here with the AK. He will spot Snacks out on the side of Hut. And so that means that Nip will just be able to really do whatever they want at this point. They have a 5 versus 3. They could do a strong side take wherever they decide to go. And it seems like they want to go ahead and split their way here into B. Will be the solo man inside the site going to get flushed out by that fire, and will get caught by Get Right. And so that's the B bomb site completely open now. And the bomb will get planted, and Nip should close this out quite handedly. And so it should be that 3-2 score. As ever since losing the pistol, I mean, Nip have come back just swinging.
Yeah, it's been classic CS throughout these rounds for NIP, who are able to split up into a default, have all the picks work in their favor, and then group up and take a site. And this is going to be another round that NIP don't lose a single player. 2 rounds in a row, 5 players alive, full AK buys, are going to have so much money after this and do not even need to hunt Virtus.Pro, knowing that they don't have armor, simply have a couple of expensive pistols. NIP have far more to lose, and Forrest actually comes away with that kill and 13 HP. So everything just going in the favor of NIP right now.
Yeah, they're just looking really, really good. I mean, besides losing pistol, like you said, even when they lost that second round, it came so close, and they ecoed with just Glocks, and like they had 1-250 investment, and they still got into a 1 versus 1 with the bomb down. So yeah, they just looked quite good. And shout out to Kevin, who's joined us for the camera work. We always like to give a shout out to the silent folks behind the scenes. Also, of course, to Alex, our producer today. As we will come out to our next full gun round, and here's where I'm curious to see what VP can do. They do have Pasha on that op, who will kind of be playing that mid area from highway to B to A, or excuse me, to B to highway, and one kind of anchoring A here for VP.
A decoy, a little bit deceptive, but I think that Pasha picking up the op is a really necessary adjustment, even though it's so early, because they're going to have to save. Even if they lose this round, Get Right's actually looking for his aggressive pick up on the highway and sees ahead of Taz. Taz, though, re-peeks and punishes him for being out in the open after he misses his first shot. Is going to be traded out instantly by Forrest, and though Bialy comes in for another trade, gets the man advantage and deepens it even more. Now Alu alone in a 1-on-4. Is that VP have a dominant round to their name as well.
Yeah, this was a really big round for VP. You were able to see Taz get that opening kill on to Get Right at mid, though he was eventually traded by Forrest, who peeks from Squeaky catching Taz falling back towards the A site. From there, I mean, it was really just Bialy and Pasha who combined for 3 frags to defend that A execution. Then Neo will close out the round. So very dominant hold there by VP.
Yeah, once again, VP are able to hang on to this off. It's extremely crucial. VP are going to have to spend a little bit of money rebuying, are going to have a couple people with enough money to buy in case they lose, but ultimately Ninjas and Pajamas are the ones that have the booming economy. They've got money across the board for everyone, and so VP will have to win at least 1 more round in order to get that save round that they really want against NIP. But that's expecting NIP even lose this round, which I'm not sure that's possible. Get Right is out mid and will actually fall back in.
Yeah, and Alu's looking for that boost play. He's looking to see if he's going to spot someone crossing from Z connector to truck or something like that, or Z connector to highway, excuse me, as he's boosted on the truck. So far, no one's showing him anything, but they're being pretty patient, still waiting for it to happen. It looks like finally they will kind of bounce off of that, allowing Get Right to kind of peek mid. I think he knows Taz is up close to the left. Feels like he's like walking out there pre-firing it, but Taz will get caught by the pop flash, trying to hide the smoke, but he still gets busted. And now it's just going to be Pasha trying to hold in with the op. He does catch Get Right over on the Vince. Oh, what a headshot onto Alu at the boost, and that was huge by Pasha to hold down mid with the op like that. And now we will see Nip try to shift their personnel for a hit over into that A-bomb site. Good mollies flushing out the player at quad. That's going to be Bialy, but somehow he still finds a frag before getting killed by the fire, and Pasha has rotated into the site. He's found one as well, and oh my goodness, Pasha is having such a brilliant round, but now Forrest in a 1v3. He finds one, looking for the second here on the Neo at truck, but can't find the shot. In the meantime, Snacks just lurking in the shadows over here at mid, waiting to see what Forrest wants to do. He's running out of time. He could cross into the site and try to at least get a bomb plant this round, but he's still looking for this kill on Neo.
Yeah,
and he finds it.
He knows that Neo has to watch him crossing.
Yep, he knows that that's definitely the case. Neo does not want to let him get into the site and plant the bomb, but Forrest wins that 1v1 duel, and now he finds himself in the 1v1. Now Snacks has a huge advantage. He's got a flash, he's got a huge health advantage as well, and Forrest will peek out a bit too far, and Snacks will find him. And man, what a round. Pasha played it so well in the beginning, but Forrest made it scary there at a couple of players to attack Highway late, as they will attack A first.
This is like one of two pistol strats that everyone does these days. It's either split A fast or hit B, and Virtus.Pro, anticipating the rush B, are going to push through long B, but if the A split comes out fast enough, this is going to be the anti-strat where Virtus.Pro are going to have to retake on A, which is also a viable strategy within itself, but the bomb going down will favor NIP.
Taz has the ability here to maybe shut down the mid part, but he is going to miss his shots there. But Neo's going to be able to flame through the connector. He will spot exist. He's going to be able to get a couple of shots off. And actually, it's Grodd here. Actually, that's Bialy. He's able to get a couple of kills here from the truck, but the bomb still does go down from NIP as they now have a 2 versus 4 situation. They're trying to hold this thing off. Freiburg with the Tech 9. Going to try to pull off this highway rotation, but only able to get one. And Pasha flanks around for the final frag. And so that A split from Nip not quite working out. It's a good tactic. You kind of draw attention to A if anyone's highway, and then you just kind of smash 2 players up mid to you know, A split, but it just didn't quite work out that way for him.
Yeah, it might have still worked out if Bialy wasn't able to get those 2 frags, but those were crucial in terms of making the round secured. And NIP did get the bomb plant. Looking like they're going to buy next round, have opted to go for 4 Glocks. Or actually 3 now, as Alu does pick up a P250. But yeah, once again, that bomb plant is a win in itself on the T side.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of just the other theory of how you play it when you get that first round bomb plant. Some teams, like we saw in that last series, we're buying up second round really heavy after a first round bomb plant. We see that in NA as well quite a lot, especially with teams like Nalem who will do that. But they elected, you know, do the safer thing, which is buy fully out in the third round, which means Virtus.Pro going to have what should be an easy time closing this round out. But so far, Nip has challenged. They might get even a second bomb plant now because of all this, as Get Right does slip into the site to get that bomb plant. Forrest over here at the forklift finds another frag now in a 1 versus 2. Oh my goodness, catches Pasha as well. Are you kidding? Oh my goodness, this is such a fail fest, but Snacks finally closes after giving Forrest an opportunity to maybe get that. Holy crap, that was quite scary.
Oh my goodness. I mean, not only is that a very expensive round, NIP were able to get a bomb plant, do so much for their own economy. Forrest was able to get a couple kills to buffer it even more. Now they could even op if they wanted to, but I think they were just planning on getting AKs, and it looks like with Alu buying one for himself that they're just going to go with that strategy. And yeah, 5 AKs on the board versus a full buy, but Pasha was only a scout, and it's possibly because they had spent so much money, losing almost all their players that round. NIP looking vicious right now. It was turning out to be a Glock save that turned into a bomb plant that should have happened, and then it was almost a round win.
Yeah, I mean, after Furrows was to catch 1 kill there, he was the solo guy holding at 250 at forklift, found 1. Someone tried to jump down on him from balcony and completely botched it, and then he got into a 1v1, and even Snack started kind of whiffing a bit there, gave Forrest a chance, but eventually closed it out. But still, I mean, 2 bomb plants for Nip. Like I said, did a lot of economic damage to VP, forcing a lot of rebuys. Are down very low on money, though Nip is as well. So, I mean, whoever loses this round's taking a save. As Nip, you know, looking to get this mid control here, as they do get a couple of players boosted, and they get the entry there. Taz will try to hold off from the highway boxes, as he will get a nice pot flash from a teammate to peek with, but Get Right will still catch him. Get Right also catching Snacks, and man, oh man, Nip just storming the front here at mid. and that is very, very dangerous. You know, when you allow Terrace to get this kind of mid control, they have so many options, and they're going to choose to go with the B split route, as we do see them coming out of checkers. It's going to be Neo trying to anchor that B bomb site, but Forest takes him out straight away, and now it's going to be what looks like a complete NiP victory here for a 2-1 score.
Unbelievable. Getting 4 kills there, only losing about 50 points of damage until Bialy was able to get a single frag on the save right now, but is spotted. They are most likely not going to let him save, even though they are a little bit low on money, and Trigger comes out with a quick headshot. NIP looks seriously fierce right now, as they were able to take mid control just 1 frag at a time, not even needing to throw any smokes, 2 op headshots. And I'm always critical of an opper that goes for headshots, but in those situations, the head was all that was showing, and he really just looked fierce at mid there. Now, if they can lock down mid, which was their huge problem on their first rifle round, they're going to have a huge advantage in a map like Cash, which is so mid-centric. And now Virtus.Pro take another lead into this game. NIP are onto this buy once again. We'll actually have so much money that they're going to be able to buy for another round, even if they lose, for days. Yeah, they're eating good right now.
They are. I mean, they're getting bomb plants almost every round. I mean, it's definitely helpful in that regard. Yeah. And yeah, so I mean, they're definitely sticking into it now. We do see Virtus.Pro once again going for this mid control. They have Snacks inside the vents and Neo anchoring B, so that's a quick rotate for Snacks. This allows them some more emphasis really on A if they want to, but we see this time and time again. Taz always likes to play this highway more towards mid, while Pasha kind of floats with the op, which he is going to go ahead and back off now, actually head towards truck with his op. So that's the type of play that they like to do, but Snacks getting even more aggressive. He kind of pushes through the vents, and now he's looking to maybe even press into the mid garage here. He will be held back, though, by that smoke grenade, and Get Right in the meantime does take down Neo, who was anchoring that B bomb site. So NiP does have the ability to possibly start splitting mid B, but Snacks and Taz had quite the crossfire here between Closet and Vents.
Yeah, that was a huge kill from Get Right, who actually forces Snacks out of Vents. Now Exist comes over mid and finds a frag. Now Bialy's going to be the low man in the site. He's been known to get a kill every single round. Will that be the case right now? He is in a great position that people don't typically check right away, and might be able to find a spray down if it's the case that he doesn't get blinded. But oh, coming right out to peek him, Bialy finds a single kill. Pasha going to be crossing here, spotting the headshot.
Yeah, so 4-on-2 here for NiP in the post plant. That incendiary from Pasha will get eradicated by the smoke, but he still lines up the shot onto Alud through the forklift there. So now 2-on-3, and Pasha's been quite on fire these past couple of rounds as Snacks is clearing out some stuff here, boosting up on the bounty, but there's still 2A main. That's going to be really tough to deal with, but Snacks finds Forest, and now it's a 2 versus 2. Freiberg holding from quad will find one. Will he find the next? No, he will not. Pasha will get it instead, but this bomb planted in such a dangerous spot that Pasha has to worry about so much here. He'll just try to stick it. Exist peeks out at the perfect time, grabs the kill, and NiP now are going to tie it up at 4-all. So we've had quite a game here on our hands between these two teams today on Cash, which is to be expected. Last time they played it, it was a 16-14 game on Cash at the Face It Stage 1 final. So it's shaping up to be something similar to that, at least on the scoreboard.
This is going to definitely be a game of whoever can make the least amount of mistakes. And on that round, just losing the opening pick there to Get Right, who lurked B by himself, was the mistake that Virtus.Pro made that almost broke their back on that round, I feel like, and caused the rotates out that allowed them to take A, as Snacks had a lot of pressure put on him to not only watch B, but hold down mid. And now Virtus.Pro are actually on a save, so that was critical that NIP were able to win that for themselves on this T side. But we could see this split anyway, and I wouldn't feel like either team is out of it. I mean, no score is going to be insurmountable on a map like Cash. You got to have a good CT side and T side to be able to win it. And wow, Forrest with the 3 picks on the round.
It's really interesting.
This is Forrest from past.
Yeah, this is some throwback for us right here, but Neo causing so much havoc with just a USP, gets 2 kills, but before he can say that AKLU is going to be on top of things, it's Snacks. We're just trying to back up and say this AK for himself here, and IP going to take the 5-4 lead. And as you said, this is a map where really both sides have opportunities to get big rounds. I mean, yeah, you still can see teams go on these big CT sides, like these CT side teams like Fnatic, even VP to a degree, though they're kind of a balanced team. We'll pull off the big CT sides on this map at times. But yes, there's a lot of opportunities for Terrace to get rounds, and NiP are definitely displaying that here as they've already picked up 5.
Yeah, now the issue for Virtus.Pro is that even though they've had a dominant CT round or two, the economic game has been in such the favor of NiP that they've been on a save every other round almost, and right now are onto a buy that is definitely not favorable for them. Pasha, once again, even though he's hitting those off headshots, only has a scout here, while he will be more than likely taking a duel with Alu at some point, and looking like they're trying to put pressure on that A main. I think NIP are expecting some sort of stack here. The pressure towards B, though. Freebird comes out for an entry and finds two, opens up the site by himself, and that's a huge disaster for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were putting a lot of emphasis on A and mid that round. They had those two players B, but Freiburg finding both of them, leaving the B bomb site completely open, but it is Pasha who kind of comes back, grabs the kill on the Freiburg, collects an AK for his troubles, and NiP actually falls back off of B. Now they're actually working up mid, and Taz will be the big guy here. You know, he's known for playing this highway position. Let's see if he can hold it down this time around, and so far he does. He does grab force and finds the kill on to exist with the bomb, and so that's Taz. You know, playing that highway position he's known for on this map for this team, able to come up with those big frags. Now Alu, all alone, 1v3, misses his first shot in the Pasha. He does have a lot of time left. If he can still find Pasha, that'd be big, and he does. Taz, though, is going to be right here, up close on mid, but Alu being pretty careful on his peaks right now, being very tedious. He will pop flash his way out. Now, that does actually catch Taz, but he misses the shot. Taz spraying and he's blind. Finds the headshot. Oh, no. Alu missing a winnable 1v1 because he would have got the bomb probably after that kill on Taz, and if he would have took it like say Vince to B, then that's a 1v1 he could maybe even win. So that was a little close there. Yeah,
quite successful. I mean, that was really close. He even had the proper flash, came out and peeked the right angle, just slightly missed his shot, and that could have been a very winnable 1v1. I mean, the other player in the site, I think it was Bialy at A, was not even watching the bomb, but I think Pasha, the hero of that round, after Freeberg was able to catch two players off guard, traded 2 for 1, get right, got taken down by a spray, and then Freeberg opened up B, pushed all the way through CT, and Pasha scoping into the smoke ended up scouting Freeberg, and that gave Virtus.Pro control of B once again and changed the entire meta of that round.
Yeah, because NiP would have just kept pushing into B if that wouldn't have happened probably, and that's probably like an easy NiP victory. But with that kill, as you said, Pasha kind of forces NiP to rethink themselves and go back to mid, and then Taz was big that round as well with those 2 kills from Highway. And that was definitely big stuff there from him. But Freiburg with 2 1Ds? Are you kidding me? Freiburg once again just marching into the B bomb site by himself, but I mean, no one's rotated. They're still kind of just anchoring over here at the A bomb site, but they do sniff out Bialy's stack over here at the boxes. Pasha able to fit one in with the Mag 7, but he goes down quickly afterwards, and now it's just Taz with the M4 trying to catch Freiburg, who he will catch. But 1v3, I'm not feeling this one, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there with Freeberg in the site, but him being able to get
we were watching. We were just watching the A side, 'cause that's where the execution seemed to be taking place, and Freiburg was just kind of like lurking over towards the B side from what it seemed like. But, you know, we were watching, ready for the action to happen at A, and all of a sudden Freiburg pops off 2 1-digs on the opposite side of the map.
2 entries. Like, he got 2 entries last round with an AK, and he just runs into a site by himself and gets 2 entries with a deagle. That's unreal. And NIP are able to come away with that round. This is a big fumble from Virtus.Pro, who are once again on a save. And even though Virtus.Pro have been on this many saves, they are able to win 5 rounds. And I guess that's because they have a pistol to their name. If not for that, NIP would have a much bigger lead, I think, in this half. But
oh, absolutely.
With that being said, rounds are very close.
Yeah, they definitely come down to some close rounds, no doubt about it. But VP on another save here, NiP cleaning it up quite easily, it seems like. They've only lost 1 player so far, so a 4-on-2. They realize that there's still guys here at B, so they're going to bring that bomb all the way back around to A, and NiP will just kind of go hunting for these last 2 frags while they kind of secure the round with the bomb plant at A. But, well, never mind. The bomb is all of a sudden shifting back over towards B. But NiP still close out the round quite handedly. Now up 7-5, and they've had quite the T side so far. VP have just kind of struggled. I mean, we've had a couple of rounds where Taz and Pasha have done some good work holding off the mid control from NIP. And we had Bialy, you know, 1 decent round where he had like a really good hold over on the A side. But for the most part, NiP have been able to pretty much take whatever they wanted.
Yeah, and we see like a map like Cash, it's very balanced. Like, I think a lot of people would agree it's one of the most balanced maps that we have in the pool. And with that in mind, if rounds get traded back and forth like they are, kind of showcasing how balanced the map is, it's always going to favor the terrorists because it's the economy of the CT that's so hard to build, and without actually winning rounds, you're going to put yourself in situations where you have to save more often than not. I mean, if it does come down to defuses, it means that you've probably lost quite a few players. And if you aren't able to actually win rounds, you can't afford all the luxuries that you need to win on CT side, which means more nades, including Molotovs, and also just more expensive rifles.
Yeah, as we do see Virtus.Pro, Neo trying to anchor the speed bomb site once again, able to get one kill. Existo chasing around from Checkers, but he gets spotted by Snacks, who will get the scout from the heaven balcony. That was real big there, but Nip now shifting focus over towards A. Bialy playing over here towards the boost boxes. He will swing around and catch Forrest. Great play there, but Alu trying to flank up the mid, gets caught out by Taz playing that highway position as usual. And now Freiburg left alone in a 1-on-4. And it looks like VP definitely closes out this one here. So, like you said, that close game, very back and forth. 6-7 is the score. As you can see, no one's been able to streak more than 3 rounds together this entire half.
Yeah, it's
a lot of 2-round winning streaks, and now we have like a 1-for-1 trade here and there as well. Look at that graph. So
yeah, and that 3-round winning streak was only because VP were on a double save after NIP were able to win that first rifle. So, with that being said, as soon as VP are able to get guns back in their hand, they also can put a round together and then just drop it right after. So here's going to be an opportunity for VP to put 2 together, which would be huge for them, huge for the economy, the round score, everything, and will bring them one closer to being able to win the half, which they more than definitely need right now as NIP look extremely strong.
Yeah, Nip going for some set smokes over here at the A bomb side, just blanketing off that CT spawn and highway to give them kind of an ease into the site. But they're backing off of this. They're not going to actually execute with this. They're actually all shifting back around towards mid garage to B, but they've already caused the rotation. 3 playing dedicated A right now. Snacks kind of floating back and forth, so they will have that opportunity to maybe kind of attack into Neo alone. The Snacks has rotated into heaven, so now it looks like they're going to have kind of 2 people at B. Yeah, they used a lot of equipment there just to do that fake. And the thing is, it's been so long since they threw those smokes that now it's almost like they understand exactly what's going to happen here. Lots of mods come in to try to flush some players out of the site, but Snacks with his hide up close on this corner here, and Neo will play far back. There's no smoke to block all CT spawn, but they still win the gun battles anyhow, and they'll get into the site and they will get this bomb planted. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 post plant hold coming in.
Wow, that was a very, very interesting fake, and it's going to be a really tough retake here. I don't even know if Virtus.Pro are going to opt to go for this, as they're not going to have a lot of money next round, but and economic damage isn't going to be that favorable. I think if they don't find a pick very soon, they're probably going to forfeit this round. So they are trying to work in, it seems, and with 3 players in checker and no one rotating through vents, it's going to be a difficult retake.
Yeah, Nip not really giving them anything to work with here, as they're just getting completely shut out, and there's the round for Nip. And as we said, they threw a lot of those set smokes you see on A quite a lot, but they just bounced off of them and went straight to mid to B. And you kind of wondered if they waited too long because, like, Snacks was able to drift back to B because, like, hey, the smokes got thrown at A, but, you know, nothing's happening at A for a good solid 5+ seconds, so that kind of alerts Snacks to the fact that, oh, this is probably a fake, and he's able to get back to B to help Neo out. And I mean, Nip didn't even have any smokes left when they hit into B, so they couldn't block Neo off.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely just wanted to walk in, which is kind of surprising considering that they were doing kind of full execute on A that they weren't acting on. Didn't even leave a player on the site to sell the fake, just wanted to go all the way back to B and create some confusion as to maybe it was going to be a double fake. And this time, maybe it was to set up this round, as they do have 5 players out here and are a lot closer. Bialy does end up getting an entry with the 1D, but Freeberg answers back with 2 entries of his own.
Yeah, so I mean, Nip just doing the classic smoke from the A side, also some good Molotovs to flush some CTs out of position, and it's worked wonders here as they have a 4 versus 2 going into the plant. And there they get the last kill on the Snacks as well. And so now it's just all up to Neo rotating in. He did kind of slip by on spot, and he will grab a Lou for his troubles, but still a very, very difficult 1v3, and he won't even get a chance to take a crack at it. Nip shut out the half 9-6, and yeah, just kind of won the gun battles there over at the B-bomb site. They had some good Molotovs, but it was really just winning down those gun battles walking in.
I feel like they couldn't have just walked in if they didn't sell the fake, though, if that was what they were trying to do. So, like, they threw all the nades in. I think that VP were thinking, okay, if they're going to throw all these nades in, then they must have saved enough nades to throw some kind of execute on another side of the map. So if you don't see full execute, then they're most likely not going to walk in, and that's why they got caught off guard in the site. I mean, 2 players went down without getting a single pick.
Yeah, Neo was just kind of out in the open at lower, and he got
Yeah.
caught, and then Snacks was forced to kind of peek out from his corner position because those like Molotovs that Nip threw, and it allowed Nip to have like basically a 5-on-2 take at A, and those smokes blocking off all the rotations, and also like throwing Molotovs properly at A just causes so much chaos. You know, players having to fall out of their common spots like site, like quad. And it causes you to have the ability to catch some people scrambling, and that was just a really strong execute from Nip to close out the half, now 9-6.
It was almost like a 2-round strat too. I feel like it was like a contingency plan. Like if we win this round with this fake, then next round we're gonna execute A completely and just commit to it.
Right.
And
I think you could be right.
That's pretty great stuff. Very tight rounds, and the scoreline, slightly favors Nip. I think that does speak to how each round kind of went for Nip, and that a lot of these rounds they looked very dominant in, and then when Virtus.Pro were able to have enough money to get around, they did win it, taking some early damage from Alu, I guess for good luck here, into the pistol, as they do have a slight lead, but VP setting up for a full A, it seems like.
Yeah, they're going to boost Get Right immediately on the boxes there, and that's just the right way to do it. Not going to alert VP, and you don't expect this boost to happen first round. There's usually something that's broken out later in the half, maybe when you're kind of like either just to change things up if you're having a successful CT side, or as that factor to try to get you back in the game if your CT side's not going well. So to throw it right here, right off the bat in a pistol round is kind of crazy. They're not going to expect this by any stretch of the imagination. But they do jump out and check it right off the bat, but Nip, Get Right still able to get at least one frag out of it here. So 4-on-4, GP will definitely get this bomb into the site. Snacks peeking exists here, playing on top of the E-box, and Exist able to get some shots in onto him. Not able to find the frag though quite yet.
Yeah, we got a full retake situation, but no smokes.
Yeah, this is going to just come down to these pistol battles here as Alu will try to chase a flash into A main, but it's going to be ineffective as no one really got blinded by that. Neo getting 2 frags very quickly, forcing Freiburg now into a 1 versus 3, as he is just going to try to edge his way around from the site, but he does get spotted from A main, trying to jump down on top of Taz, but can't find the frag. And so VP win a pretty convincing pistol on the day execution, and now it's 7-9.
I think if they weren't playing for retake at A, because if they were, they would have left a smoke on the other side of the map to do it, to smoke out that A main, and they did play 2 players on the site. Get Right, I think, was kind of the focal point of the round for Nip, and it's like, if he doesn't get 2 kills, then we're probably not going to win this round, because A would be difficult to take, as they try to retake main with the flash, but with 2 players there, one behind a box, you're not going to blind both of them, and the trades came out beautifully, obviously, with Neo hitting great shots. But once I think Get Right died in the site, that round was almost over. Slight stack over towards A from NIP, and mid control looking to be favored for Virtus.Pro.
Right. As winning that pistol there, they're going to be able to upgrade the AKs on Neo and Taz, Galil on the Pasha. A couple of SMGs also in the equation here, while Nip will just upgrade their pistols. No armor, though, on these upgrades. So a lot of times you will see teams like, head armor, upgrade pistol, maybe even get a scout if they got a kill in the last round. But, Nip playing really conservative here, not going to go for any of that business, as we will see VP look to execute A. There is a bit of a stack here by Nip on the A bomb side. 3 players dedicated to it here. Exist trying to find some frags from the balcony, but to no avail. And then Alu also falls quite quickly, so it seems like we should see VP just kind of have a flawless victory here.
Yeah, I can't see it otherwise. Losing any guns would be really good for Virtus, or for NIP, if they're able to drop one. Pasha going to walk right past Forrest here in the safe position. Bialy going to be a little bit more aware of the spot, though, and finds the kill. Now we're going to move into a rifle round, as 2 pistols have gone the way of Virtus.Pro, but the majority of the rifle rounds have gone the way of NIP.
Yeah, I mean, Forrest was just kind of an absolute terror in that first half with some of those entry frags he was able to get. Even Freiburg had some crazy rounds where he kind of soloed B with 2 frags, like 2 rounds back to back, and that didn't necessarily get them to B bomb site. They really just like caused them to have easier access to the A bomb site actually off those plays. So yeah, they've done quite well in gun rounds, but we're gonna have to wait another round before we can see them break it out on the CT side, as VP doing their tried and true mid pressure.
They died when the extra went up. Just spotting one on the boost is probably going to get mollied out here, put in a really awkward spot. Taz is going to get helped by Snacks, and
Yeah, there's actually one thing I noticed from VP that they actually like to do on Catch. They're one of the few teams I see that, like, a lot of teams dedicate Molotovs to vents to try to clear that out, which VP does do that. But they also dedicate Molotovs to clear out those sandbags in a lot of different situations as well, which you saw them use this round.
It's really nice. Like, if you splitting A can be really difficult because you got to come up highway and then the site turns into a crossfire, and having to just cross white box while dealing with a crossfire is a stressor in itself. So Molotoving sandbags makes a lot of sense.
Especially since how many times, like, you see people ninja from sandbags all the time. They'll just hide back there, let people push mid, let people start pushing highway, then they peek out. So it's just like an insurance policy to make sure you're not going to get flanked crazily by someone playing behind those sandbags. So it's something you do see VP do quite a lot with their Molotovs at mid.
You can't actually clear it unless you actually walk around the sandbag. So,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Which exposes you to so many other angles while you do that. Unless you walk on top of hut, but you're still getting exposed to CT connector when you do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it can be very dangerous to clear just with your gun. So yeah, that Molotov that VP dedicates can be very devastating, like really, really smart stuff. As we are going to see Freiburg playing inside the vents here. Forrest playing B, Alu going to be with that op at mid. And Forrest actually running the double op here. He's going to be doing the op aggressively at B. I'll get right because they're going to play over towards the A bomb side, of course. So Bialy looking for first blood here, but Exist will catch him from the forklift. And
that's a critical kill, a critical trade won by NIP, who still have 2 ops on the board. Forrest might eat this flash here. He's going to peek right after, and will opt not to take a shot. Instead, is going to smoke himself out of checker, and will cross as Freeberg has his cover from the vents. So that's a great setup, working out beautifully right now.
And this is how CD setup's gonna be so dangerous, and a lot of teams implement this. Having that one player vents means you only have to dedicate one player B, because that's such a quick rotate from vents to B, and then it allows you to put more pressure either at mid or having, like, you know, just a lot of people over at the A side. So, and that just adds even more negativity as VP suffers a TK there. Taz able to come in here into a 1 versus 3. He will be checking his vents, and he does spot Exist up there. Also has to worry about his Heaven. He will cross into the site, and he will try to get in here and at least get this bomb planted, it looks like, and he will make it in as he goes for the plant. He fakes the plant, letting them push into him. He finds 1, finds 2. Is Taz going to clutch this, looking for the 1v1 now against Alu. He could get the quad kill and the 1v3 clutch. That would be big, as this team could take the lead by a round. If he closes this out, he will get the plant, and now they will chase him into the site. It's going to be Alu with this op at close range, but he finds the kill. And what a close round, though. I know Nip had to be sweating that one a little bit when they had such a great start. Then Taz almost, you know, took that one away from them. But Alu saves the day at the end and takes the lead for Nip instead.
Saves Nip from getting posterized. I mean, that would have been all over HLTV. That was an insane couple of shots there from him in a 1v4 situation. Would have been a definite throw from NIP, who managed to, with the op, win the 1v1. I
mean, plays like that is Taz just proving to us that you can be an old man and still play Counter-Strike.
I was just thinking that, yeah. I mean, that was.
I think he is the oldest player in Counter-Strike, if I'm not mistaken. He might not be the oldest, like, community member. I think people like.
Definitely, yeah, I think he definitely is. 32.
I think people like Red Eye and Sir Scoots are probably like the oldies as far as like community members go. But as far as like active players go, I think Taz is the oldest.
Got the Damascus cam on the. That's gonna be nice for them. Got the butt cam going on.
The what cam?
The butt cam.
The butt cam?
I'm following along, Kevin. I see what he's sees.
Okay. We've had 2 players from Nit drop from the server, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Hopefully no shenanigans. I would hate for that to happen with such a great match that we've had so far, when we've been blessed with not really having too many issues today.
Mm-hmm. Mistakes go unnoticed, and from that perspective, if anybody's making a wrong step, they're getting punished for it, and that's where the round is lost.
Right. So apparently I'm mispronouncing the name of, yeah. I should be saying Alu instead of, I guess I said Alu by accident. Whoops. Sorry about that, folks.
Alu Vera.
I forgot that second L, man. It's so tricky. Not really. I just completely.
They just blend in together. They're just lines, you know.
It was funny though because someone tweeted at me. It's like it's not pronounced like A-L-O-O. It's pronounced A-L-L-U. And I was like, that's not really helpful. He just spelled his name again. That's not even phonetics.
A-L-L-O. Is that what he said?
He said it's not pronounced A-L-O-O. It's pronounced A-L-L-U. So he just spelled his name again. So that wasn't really helpful. But I mean, I've heard it said two different ways between all the casts I've watched from Nip. So I guess I picked the wrong one.
You weren't very lucky, are you?
But hopefully I'll correct it going forward. I think I have it now, thanks to some help from some other peeps. Keep me in check and in line over there, folks.
Free Bears is the one that bugs me.
Yeah, I've heard his own teammates call him Freeberg, but every commentator calls him Freiberg, so that's another thing, yeah.
Because it's not only the I being like sounding like two E's, but the G sounding like a, not a J, but like a Y sound, like a yes sound or something. Strange. Strange for English speakers. Early spam coming out as this round is underway. NIP are the players that have 2 Thomases, a P90 on Get Right, and are favoring early mid controls. You have 1 player in vents, 1 player outside of vents, 1 player in A, and 1 player at highway. VP seem to be fully aware that there is stuff going on in mid as they're spamming their hearts out during getting mollies prepared and haven't actually had that much damage done to their opponents. Going back into some sort of bigger default here, more spread out across the map. Bomb is kind of stranded out at mid, and a couple players looking to try to maybe bait out some counter flashes and nades at B. Forest getting smoked or mollied out of the vents, and they smoked out the B main to deny the trade, and this gives them free access into the checkers.
Yeah, I mean, this is really big here for them as they are going to start plowing into the checkers, but all of a sudden, Freiberg just comes through the smoke at main, finds 2 quick frags, and then Get Right also going to chime in here with the P90. And so, I mean, even though VP got that control, they got completely shut down by Freiberg. Now we're going to have the out coming in there from Highway on Alu, and he's able to get the frag there. And man, oh man, I thought VP had a real shot there. Then all of a sudden, it was really just kind of Freiberg who kind of waltzed through that smoke at B main and completely took that away from him.
Yeah, it looked like a really nice play from VP, who tried to find an opening pick. They knew a player was in vent. They spammed all of mid garage on both sides to, I guess, scare a player into playing in vents. Then they threw a molly in there and smoked off B main to force him out and punished him as he tried to fall out and deny the trade. Got checker, but then the trades came out from NIP at other sides of the map, and they were able to take it. I mean, from what looked like a tough round. This is going to allow them also to rebuy and pick up AKs. So not even spend more money, but just upgrade their guns.
Absolutely, here as Nip, starting to get a little bit of a lead here, as Get Right going to be able to get this on the VP as they're trying to execute this A-bomb site. They do have the proper smokes up, even the one on top balcony, which really hurts Get Right's ability to retake, but he just doesn't care, just pushing through anyway for 2 kills. With the team damage on VP side as well, help things out a little bit, as now it's just going to be Neo all alone here, 1v3. Inside the site, going to try to hop off here. He's got plenty of time left, but very little HP and so much good positioning from Nip, and he's just not going to be able to penetrate through all of that. And so Nip now up 12-9. They've really started to capitalize here on the CT side. And now look at this VP, no real money left to work with, and so Nip having a great chance to go up 13-9.
Yeah, so it's almost like NIP had the tougher task in the first half of making sure that VP's money was always broken, and now that they're on the CT side, they're doing a great job of maintaining their economy. And a huge factor in that was because Virtus.Pro were unable to win that one round that came down to a 1v1. That could have done so much for their economy and the round score, and so it did come down to a very critical, close situation that VP were almost able to make the most of. And the bomb going out right here is going to be spotted by Exist, who gets a spray down on the snacks and is going to be looking to kill a player jumping out of the cubby, but so far, yeah, pretty good trades for NIP.
Yeah, NIP definitely getting the better end of this deal so far as VP just tried to desperation push through his smoke and it's left Neo all in with just a deagle. And I mean, just can't do much. Get right with the quad kill that round. So it's 13-9 in favor of NIP. As unless VP can get something going here on the T side quite quickly, they're going to find themselves suffering what could be quite a big loss here from NIP this cash game.
It will be. Most certainly. Here's another opportunity, maybe one of the last, for Virtus.Pro to show that they can still win this game. I think they realized that with the scoreline being 10-13, NIP are 2 away from match point, and Virtus.Pro's economy is in shambles. I mean, they're looking for kills right now. Bialy does open it up with 1, and that might be the A site. I don't think they want to execute on it just yet. They aren't in a position to do so, but throwing smokes out. Oh, Get Right actually snacks through the smoke into Squeaky, but they are up on the site, and there's no one here to trade. They're on a retake right now, NIP, considering their options.
Yeah, I mean, VP is going to be able to get to the site. They are going to get the bomb plant. They have a 3 versus 4 on their hands here. Get Right trying to slip in once again, but he will get caught this time by Bialy. And so it will be a 3-on-3 post plant here. The rest of NIP still trying to get in here. We do see Freiburg trying to throw down the span through the smoke, but not finding anything. Exist, though, will find one with that M4. And Neo trades it right back, though, and so it just keeps dwindling, but VP remains ahead up until Forrest finds himself into now what is a 1v1 up against Neo, but Neo will close it out there with the final 2 kills, and he makes it 10-13, but it was a very expensive round here for VP. A lot of rebuys being forced, and there's still money here on the NIP side, so VP, they're not out of the woods yet. I mean, if they lose this round, it's like a free map point for NIP at that point.
No, they're definitely not out of the woods. I think the score is a little bit closer to the point where, like, if you are able to edge out 1 or 2 rounds, like, even if you aren't able to win with 5 or 4 players alive, even though you have to rebuy, you're still doing enough, because as long as NIP have to save, VP are going to get to the point where they're close enough to be on match point. But Alu this time getting the opening kill, and only has 3 health to his name, but with an op that can be the same as 100 sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, Alu really got a big pick there on to Pasha, and then that counter, that molly they put on the boost spot actually did injure Bialy quite a lot. Now Get Right will finish him off here with some aggression. He pushed through Squeaky Hall and was able to catch him off guard there outside A, so that was a big, individual push there from Get Right that comes up big. And now it's like an instant 5 versus 3 in favor of NIP. And as we said, if VP loses run, they're likely saving. So NIP could just coast the map point off of plays like this. Look at Get Right, just relentless in his pushes. He pushed Squeaky, got a kill. Now he pushes A main, finds another. And Get Right has just been on fire this game. I mean, Forrest was big on the T side, but Get Right overall, the top fragger. And especially off of the CT side, he has been quite stout here, as he will find himself another multi-frag round with the hat trick. And so that puts him on just the CT side 13-7. So he's been putting in the work there.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, because that round did come to a 1v1 before this rifle round, they have absolutely no money to rebuy. That is Virtus.Pro, who just traded around after losing 4 in a row. Now VP are going to be Glock saving here to play for the tie, and even though they'll be doing that, we'll only have enough for, I'm sure, like 3 Galils, maybe 1 AK buy with half armor, and are on their last limbs here, nearing match point.
Yeah, I mean, NIP is on the verge of victory here in this first map. Like I said, they will have an easy ride because it's just a Glock round for VP. They're not buying anything. They're just going to rush with Glock, see what they can do, which isn't going to be much probably. As Forrest will just take out the 250 here, and he will find himself a couple of frags, and then Freiburg mops up the rest with the quad kill round. So very easy mop-up round for NIP. Not much to say there. Just a full Glock round. And even with the full Glock round and basically investing no money, saving all that they could, they still don't really have the best buy in the world here. They have a Galil on Bialy. They have, to their name, 3 smokes and a flash. That's it.
Getting those AKs as opposed to getting Galil on armor, and that means that they're most likely going to do something quickly here.
Yep.
They're going to try to avoid early damage, find the opening frag, and probably act on anything that they get. Because they don't have enough to sell a fake. They barely have enough to flash them out to the site, and so we might see
one flash to execute with. I mean, that's virtually nothing. They do have the 3 smokes they can throw at least to block off some retake points at the A side, but other than that, yeah, they have really just slim equipment to work with here.
Yeah, I mean, and Freiburg actually just pushes out B and finds a frag instantly.
Yep.
Neo's going to be sitting on the boost. Probably has an opportunity to find him crossing, but no, gets punished, and now it's 3 on 5.
He needed to get that kill. I feel like he had a great opportunity there and he missed out on it. And now we have a 5 versus 3 and they have all the information in the world on the NIP side. They know exactly what's going on because Freiburg pressed all the way through. They know that these 3 guys are going to be forced at A and they have nothing to work with. They had 2 smokes now in a 2 versus 5. As oh, we'll try to see if they can't work themselves out here. As we do see Taz spotting out, get right on the balcony, so at least he got that kill, but we have Exist kind of lurking in the shadows of the smoke, able to come around the edge with the help of Alu. They're able to get down Snacks, and then Alu will find the last frag as well on the Taz, and there you have it, GG. It was pretty close up until, I would say, those last 8 rounds. It was pretty NIP dominant of the game.
Yeah, they were just able to sustain their economy, win the important rounds, those critical 1v1s. Neo did come away with 1, but it was in the midst of losing a series of rounds, and once they lost the round to follow that, it was pretty much all over. But yeah, just past that first half, it was a really tight game, and NIP just again made fewer mistakes, won more critical rounds, and maintain their economy better.
Yeah, they maintained their economy better is really the biggest thing. I mean, VP, even when they were winning rounds, they were losing so many players in the process. So they were always at like this critical, very fragile